Guys, quick question. How big of a deal is Michael Blackson as a comedian in America? Someone suggested that I look into Michael Blackson, and the subscriber or the viewer seemed to suggest that many of the stereotypes that African Americans have of Africans are somehow represented by Michael Blackson's act. So he might be the origin or at least an influencing factor in how African Americans perceive Africans. And so I'm looking forward to this one. First of all, I hope he's funny before any other thing. But as a side quest, I want to confirm or to see for myself if some of the behaviors and attitudes that he exhibits might confirm or strengthen some of the stereotypes that are generally presented as African, the African, narrative. So that's what I'm looking into today. First, it's comedy. Let's go.
Give it up for the African king of comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Blackson. What's up, you mother suckers? Look at me. I'm the captain now. Origin from West Africa, but when I came from Africa, I did not appreciate them African jokes. Let me ask you a question right now. What the hell is an African booty scratcher? Please, can somebody Google that right now? What is a booty scratcher? Why y'all call me that? Like we just stand around Africa and just scratch our eyes for no reason. And I appreciate them dark skin jokes. Tar Baby, Knight Rider, Darth Vader.
You know, I have heard the term African booty scratcher when I did the African versus American reaction video. And I still don't think I've quite understood what it means. What does it mean? African booty scratcher, African booty, as you guys would say, booty scratcher. What does it mean? Is it like a fake African situation, like someone who tries so much to present themselves as African when they're actually not?
Midnight train to Georgia. One time, this mother sucker called me under the bed. He said I look like under the bed. That's dark as hell. Have you looked under the bed lately? In the daytime and the nighttime, that bitch is dark. He gonna talk about every time he look at me, he gets sleepy. Kiss my eyes. Talking about my white blood cells are black. Talking about I look like I have no bright ideas. Talking about the difference between me and midnight is 11:59.
Oh my God.
Talking about when God said, let there be light, I was out of town. You gonna talk about Stevie Wonder sees me every day. What do you mean by that?
Please don't bring Stevie Wonder into this. I have a little story about Stevie Wonder. There's a song he did. It goes something like, I just want to call to say I love you. First of all, please do not crucify me for my Stevie Wonder. I'm a terrible singer. But back home, I grew up in a village. My father was a primary school teacher, and the government would constantly post him from village to village to educate the young people, to get people to come to school and to obtain an education. That's how I grew up. I grew up in the hinterlands of my country. And so we had a radio, one big fat radio. It was my father's radio, because back in the days, of course, every respectable man had to own a radio. And I remember it was a fat, big radio, and the battery for this radio was huge, a huge battery. I don't remember my father ever changing that battery. That's how strong it was. And there was many of the news channels at the time, many of the radio stations at the time were government radio stations, so you could only listen to the news. And I was a young guy, so the news to me was boring, like utterly boring. It is not now, it's very important, but as a young guy, you don't want to listen to the news. And so there was another Nigerian radio station which we could almost capture from everywhere. And the DJ on that radio station always played the song. Every day he would play the song, the Stevie Wonder song. I just want to call and say I love you. And so I grew up listening to this song. And at the time, I did not even know that it was a song by, I did not know the artist. It's not until about 7 to 10 years later, when I went to university, that I mistakenly heard the song somewhere in the streets. And I went back and looked on YouTube. And I found out that it was a song by an African American artist called Stevie Wonder. I also learned that he was a legend, and that song was one of his finest. That's what I heard. I'm not quite sure about that being one of his best songs, because I assume that he must have produced and performed so many hit songs back in the day. But that is the song that got me introduced to Stevie Wonder. And it's just interesting now that whenever I hear Stevie Wonder, I think back to my childhood. I think back to where I grew up. I think back to my father's radio, and it just brings back memories. Just saying. I don't know.
What you laughing at, mother suckers? I love California. I see a lot of different race. Whatever race you are, be proud of your race. You Mexican, be proud to be Mexican. Without you, there'll be no Taco Bells. If you Indian, be proud to be the Indian. Forgot a dot. Get 2 dots on your head.
Oh.
If you're white, be proud of being white. So what, you can't dance? Who cares? You can't have good credit and dance.
That's funny.
You Chinese, Japanese, be proud. So you can't drive. Who give a damn? You can't make the cars and drive the mother suckers. You from the Middle East, be proud to be Middle Eastern. Put on your turban. Tell them that you are the bomb. You African, be proud being an African. So what, your daddy been in America for 30 years, drive a taxi, don't know where the hell he's going. You can't have a big penis and no directions.
Oh my God.
But I'm proud of being an African. I would never ever sell out. Okay, don't clap, not too fast. I sold out one time. I was in the state of Arizona. Arizona has a law. If the police pull you over and you look like a foreigner, they want to see your license and your green card. They pulled me over one time. I had on a dashiki and a bowl of fufu.
Ooh,
they said, where's your green card? I said, man, I ain't African. I'm from Philly, man, you know what I mean? Man, no, I ain't no African, because it's dashiki, man, I'm straight, haha. They said, well, since you're American, we are drafted for the army. I said, oh, please, I just got to it. Please, my brother. Please, my brother, please, I just got to it right now, please. Is Kanye and Kim still together?
Kanye.
And Ray J gonna talk about he hit him first. Man, try again, mother sucker. 15 other people could have made that same song. If everybody that ever slept with Kim Kardashian got together and made a song and a video, it would look like We Are the Word video.
A music video with all the
Kim
artists.
Kardashian has had more black men in her than Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
What did
Michael
Kim
Blackson,
Kardashian
please,
do?
I'm out.
What did Kim Kardashian do? I like the part where he just goes after every race of people. You know, the Mexicans, the Indians, the Africans, the Middle Easterners. You know, the Arabs. I like it. There is something very, very empowering about embracing who you are and where you're from. That unleashes in you the potential to become great or to do great things. I don't even think you can truly do anything remarkable in this world without embracing who you are. And embracing who you are most of the time means you disregard or do not care about what others think of who you are and where you come from. Even though it's comedy, the reason why it resonates with me and the reason why I find it quite entertaining, not just funny, is because I kind of agree with the message. You can only achieve greatness on the other side of embracing who you are and accepting where you're from and where you come from. And as to whether he perpetrates or represents or presents the stereotypical African, I did not really see that in this clip. Yes, he spoke about his Africanness, but I cannot in good faith, judging from this clip, say that he perpetrates any stereotypes I cannot. I just didn't see it. It was just good comedy. It was very funny, creative, original, and I just loved it. So far, I like it, and so far, I don't see any link between him and the image of the African. I don't see him perpetrating anything. I don't see him presenting anything that would further stereotypes. It is comedy, and not just good comedy, but empowering comedy as well, which is often the best kind of comedy. See you on the next one. Please do not allow my terrible singing and my completely ruining a legend song prevent you from subscribing. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.